I was failing tests, getting D's on tests, and it was just really annoying because I understood the information and I paid attention in class and I took notes and I asked questions, and then I took the test and I bombed it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's me, Emily. Thank you so much for clicking on today. Today's video is about a topic I've been waiting to tell you guys. I finally changed my major, and y'all, I've literally wanted to do this since I applied to Jefferson as a pre-med major. But I decided to give it a try, and it's been a year, and hecky no. From pre-med to psychology. I finally submitted in the major change form this morning, and I am so relieved. Just a disclaimer, if you are a pre-med major, I'm not making this video to discourage you, and I'm sorry if it does. I really just want to express my opinion and why I decided to stop doing pre-med, why I decided that it just wasn't for me, because I feel like I was looking for so many videos like this my first semester when I really wasn't sure about it, and I really didn't find any. I'm going to give you a short list of 3 reasons why. We're just going to have a chat today. We are going to talk about the misery of my first year. The first reason is that a sis was struggling. I was having so much trouble keeping up with my schoolwork and excelling at my schoolwork. I'm a person who's very good at school. School is like easy for me. I like to study. I like to get A's. I really like to get A's. And I'm very competitive and driven when it comes to schoolwork. But I saw that with the transition from high school to college, I had virtually no drive to complete this work, and I constantly felt stressed out about my future and how I was going to be able to complete all this stuff and end up with good grades. I started getting really bad grades. I was putting in the time, the effort, the studying, the hours, and I was simply just not doing well on tests. I was failing tests, getting D's on tests, and it was just really annoying because I understood the information and I paid attention in class and I took notes and I asked questions. And then I took the test and I bombed it. At Jefferson, there's actually a threshold for your GPA in order for you to continue in the pre-med major. So that basically means you have to maintain a 3.5 GPA in order for you to stay in the major. Otherwise, they will basically nicely kick you out of the major and suggest that you try other science-related majors. So it's very rigorous, very competitive, and I was really just like falling behind. I was having a lot of difficulty, especially in math. It was really taking a toll on just my mental health, and it was just so much stress. I just felt like with the classes I was taking, like this past semester I just took chemistry 2, which I had to withdraw from because it was so difficult, and then the semester before I took chemistry 1, and then I was also taking pre-calculus for science and engineers. Walking into those classrooms, my stress level went through the roof. Astronomical. And that is just not a good sign. And I also just felt like I was so much more behind than my classmates. Like most of you know, pre-med and medicine in general is an extremely competitive field. And I just felt like I just don't have the drive to keep up with y'all. Like people next to me would be saying, oh yeah, I got the answer at 6.021 root 3. And I was like, I got 36. I wasn't able to keep up with my classmates. I couldn't keep up with my work. And I just felt like the requirements were extremely overwhelming, which of course they are. I didn't expect it to be easy, but sometimes enough is enough. The second reason why I decided to leave the pre-med major is something I like to call the end goal. So going into college or undergrad as pre-med is not just a 4-year commitment. It is a 14-year commitment. You are not just going in for those 4 years of college, you are going in for what felt like a lifetime to me. So the first thing I did when I started to have doubts about my major, I went on YouTube, which is honestly probably not the best idea. And I was just searching pre-med major, medical school, how many years does it take to graduate from medical school if you speed up and take summer classes? And I was just like, I am trying to do this in the fastest way possible. And then I realized there is no fast way to become a doctor. There just really isn't. I don't even want to be a doctor like that. I just wanted to like help families and babies. I just need to be around babies. I love babies. So basically that was my goal. And then I researched how long does it take to become a neonatologist, and the short answer is 14 years. And I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to speed that up? 4 years for undergrad, 4 years of medical school, rigorous, painstaking, many crying tears of medical school. And then there's another 4 years of residency, which you are a doctor, but you're really not, because you're a doctor without the respect. And I know that Grey's Anatomy probably exaggerates it, but it probably doesn't. 4 years of residency, and then another 3 to 4 years of a fellowship, which is basically just the next step up from residency. And then if you want to be a neonatologist or a specialist like me, then you would have to go to 2 to 3 years of school for your specialty. And when you add that all up and you carry the one, 4, which is 8, and then 16, wait, no. I did all that math basically to say that I don't want to spend all these years of my life to get to this end goal of finally becoming a doctor that just works all the time, is always on call, and never has time for family. Because my goal in life is not to have a job or have a career or be a doctor. My goal in life is to eventually be a mother and raise a family and physically be there for my kids. It is my decision that I want to have a family and I want to be present raising my family, so I would rather have a job that's just less rigorous. I feel that if I can't handle the practice, then I probably can't handle the game, because I was really struggling just in my first year of pre-med, which is probably like the easiest. What am I going to do in medical school, you know? And I know some people probably just say apply yourself, work harder, tutoring. I don't want to. I just don't want to. I'm not driven. I'm not motivated. I'm not even that interested in the medical field. It was just more of like influence from my parents that made me choose the majors. I honestly just felt like, and like y'all know that I'm a Christian, I felt like no peace in my spirit at all about this major, and it honestly caused so much anxiety and unrest within me whenever I thought about continuing down this road. So I was just like, nah, we just need to cut it. Cut it. And I did, and I feel so much lighter, so much better, and I feel like the future is just so much more promising. So, yay! My final point for why I decided to leave this pre-med nightmare is because I tried. I promised my parents I would pick this major even though I really wanted to do psychology to begin with. That's what I got accepted into Drexel for, and that's what I was going to go to Penn State for. They just pressed me on to do pre-med, and they said just try, and I tried. It's been a year. I'm sick and tired of it. I feel like this whole video has been me complaining about it. That's really not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to convey like how much this major just made me hate college. And I really feel that there is something in me that can like college a lot more than I do right now. But I feel like my major has really prevented me from enjoying myself. And I'm going to do another video on my first year recap at TJU, and I'll probably talk more about this in there. But all I have to say is that I tried. I tried every class. I tried really hard, maybe not my best, but I did try really hard in my classes. I cried over the bad grades. I studied harder, and then I just got more bad grades. I feel like at some point, if you're working hard, your grades should be an intel or a notion of how compatible you and that major are. I really just felt so uncomfortable in the environment. I felt that it just wasn't me. Like, I'm just a very easygoing, creative, like free person, and I felt like I was just surrounded by people that only cared about their grades, only cared about what they got on this assignment. There were just some people that I was surrounded with in classes that I eventually had to work on projects with, and when you see people's true colors and just their competitiveness, I don't know if it's just human beings in general or the people in the pre-med major, but sis, they were just so disrespectful. All they cared about were the grades. We need to get this assignment done right now. I don't care what you're doing. This needs to be done. The intro to this lab report needs to be done. And I was like, oh my gosh, don't y'all have like a party to go to? Go watch a Netflix movie. Loosen up. Like, education is important. School is great. But please don't get lost in it, because when you finish school and you are pursuing things that aren't a degree, then you kind of need to have a foundation. Otherwise, you're going to go from your school being your main focus to your job being your main focus, and that is not what life is about. So I decided to choose a major that was more people focused and more God focused, and I just couldn't be happier. And I'm definitely going to be doing a whole nother video all about my other major that I just chose. It is psychology, but it's psychology with some pizzazz on the side. So I'm just really excited to share that with you guys, and I hope you liked today's video. And if you're pre-med, I'm kind of sorry. I really hope I didn't discourage you. If you really feel to be a doctor, then keep pursuing. But if you're kind of nervous about it, definitely question everything and then see how you feel at the end of getting all your research and information done. I'm going to make sure to link the video that I watched that kind of made me feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing this. I'm going to link that down in the description, and maybe a couple other resources that I thought were helpful. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one.